Gerry, you've had the big launch today. Just how are you looking forward to it now that that's the wheels officially in motion?
I think the whole thing's very, very exciting in itself anyway, Gregor, you know. But the launch really, you feel this propulsion now to really get the story out there and to let people know. I think the spookiest thing, and that's the only word I can say, is when we finally saw James as Johnny Thomson, you know. I was looking specifically at the reaction in the room when we brought him in, you know, and you could see people looking and thinking, my God, it's Johnny Thomson, you know, and that I think really excited me. You know, you're putting flesh to it now. You know, so far it's all been your imagination, you've been writing about it, you've been talking about it, and then all of a sudden the boy steps into the room with the kit on, the hairdo, everything, and you think, this is really happening.
It shows the lengths that you and Brian have gone to bring John's story to life and really capture the feeling of the times.
Yeah, this is what we're talking about during the conference there, that it's not really just about the tragedy of Johnny Thomson, but we've kept on about this all the time. The story is an entertaining one. You have to take it from the perspective of his life rather than of his death, you know. And also as well, it's a social history in part about Celtic Football Club in Glasgow. You know, the Scotland of the times, what was it like, you know. I mean, Johnny Thomson was doing what most young footballers still do today. He was spending maybe his weekends getting out, going to a club, meeting with friends. You know, he was romancing a girl and getting engaged. He was doing all the things that footballers still do today. And you have to bring that into the story, because we've always said we don't want people just to think it's about Johnny Thomson, it's about a footballer who died at 22. It's not, it's about his life. And it's about his life living in Glasgow at the time.
It must mean a lot to you to get this kind of groundswell of support behind you from within the Celtic community. You had the people from the Celtic Graves here, you've had the John Thomson Memorial Committee as well, and so many people have thrown their weight behind this play.
I think it's indicative of how Neil Lennon has brought the Celtic community together in the last year and a half that he's been in charge of the club. Certainly it's a groundswell that I haven't seen maybe since Martin O'Neill was here. You saw the affection that they had for Martin and Gordon Strachan as well on Tuesday night, and you think, well, this is what it's like now. You're tapping into that community in a sense. But yeah, I've got to say the support from the boys at the John Thomson Memorial Committee and the Celtic Grave Society has been first class, fantastic. Took me through to Fife, showed me the gravestone, they showed me Johnny's cottage where he was brought up, and you know, it's thoroughly moving. You need these guys on board. This is what it's all about to me. The Celtic supporters, they get together and they say we commemorate our heroes and we celebrate our legends, and Johnny Thomson is well up there in both counts.
Now obviously the play's just a wee bit round the corner now. Rehearsals are on the verge of starting as well, and tickets are going very well for this so far. But do you feel there's a growing build up to this now, that people are going to be going along in their numbers?
Yeah, there's a momentum. You know, you're hearing that all the time now. You know, this is the age of social media, Gregor. You know, a lot of the marketing for this production, like so many other productions now, goes through the likes of Facebook or the Celtic FC site, all that sort of stuff. And I have to say, all the other Celtic affiliated sites that are working on that as well. You feel a momentum. You know, you don't honestly see it. You see it maybe in ticket sales. You know, you get a weekly account of how that's going and the groundswell is good. I keep saying to people, because I'm famously meeting people that are saying, I need to get tickets for your Johnny Thomson show, you know, and I said, yeah, you do, get on it, because tickets are going and they're going fast, you know, and I don't want people to come up to me and say, well, I try to get tickets for that, and I'm saying, well, you know, you had your chance, it's only on for a week, it opens on the 5th, it closes on the 10th, it's in the King's Theatre in Glasgow, in black and white, go and get yourself some tickets.
And this is a living story as well, and we've brought that home to you the past few weeks, visiting the people in Fife. The John Thomson story continues to this day.
I found it immensely moving, I have to say. I was surprised at that, I've got to be honest with you. I mean, I went through to Fife, I'd been very kindly invited through by the John Thomson Memorial Committee. And, you know, the boys said, well, we'll take you up to the cemetery. And I said, right, great. So up we went and we get into the cemetery, and the place was, I mean, there were councillors there, there were all members of the committee, etc, etc, etc. There was one young lad, right, I reckon he was about the same age as Johnny when he died. He had on a green tracksuit, you know, I mean, I don't think the boy was old enough to shave by the look of him, you know. There he was, folding a strip neatly, not just placing it down, folding a strip neatly, putting a scarf around, arranging some flowers, having some photographs taken. We thought he was part of the committee. Turns out he's just a boy from Kirkcaldy, and he came through and said, no, this is what I wanted to do. So there's a boy, you know, barely 20, 22. He knows who Johnny Thomson is. He knows about the story. You know, so that's what it's all about. This is the great thing about this club. You know, you mention Johnny Thomson to a kid of 5 or a guy of 92, you know, they know the Johnny Thomson story.